Okay. And it's amazing because this fiddle has not spoken in decades. Let me see. How about I'll do a Shogun. Oh, it's really nice. Really nice. Now let's see what it sounds like compared to the German. It's also a German. Thank you. They're all Germans. My dad's is a Frenchie. So mine's definitely a brighter, fuller sound, but it's got a sweetness, and not only that, it's just been strung up after decades of sitting there. So it's going to have to take some time and settle in. You know what I mean? Like it has to get played for a while, but
wow,
it's got a really nice like sweetness. Definitely, it's really nice. It just needs to, as soon as it starts to unify a bit more, there'll be more of the sound. So, pretty cool.
Dan, is it a personal choice for beginners to start investing a little more in their instruments? Because I've got a very basic bow and a starter fiddle.
Well, there is a reason for the starter fiddle, and that's because the old adage is, if you learn on junk, when you learn skills to make things work really, really well, like for intonation and for when you have a crappy bow, you have to do all these things to get a good sound, all these little adjustments. And if you learn how to do them, when you get the nice, proper professional instrument, you kind of, it's like taking leg weights off. So suddenly you can really fly. See what I mean? So it's good to kind of have to work at that at the beginning. They don't ever recommend that you start off with a really nice violin because it's, you just get a good sound right away. You don't even bother to work at it.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So,
yeah.
But this is really nice. This is like, it's a different sound, but I think it'll get better as it gets more played. So I'll have to get to it now and play on it. But sorry, buddy, your Mozart days are over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was happy they liked fiddle music, this family, because it's a pretty stuffy neighborhood, you know what I mean? There's always a chance. Oh, but here's the funny thing that happened. And it's that we used to tell a story about when we were traveling down in the States as a family band, and we would call them tartan people, which are like we play at these gathering of the clans or or Highland Games, and there'd be these people that had a bit of tartan on somewhere that, fancied themselves Scottish or whatever. Always Americans, and we'd be playing, and they'd be asking us hilarious, ridiculous questions, right? So one of them was, first of all, they used to ask Dad, "Is there anything worn under the kilt?" And his answer was, "I have 12 kids. There's nothing worn. Everything's working very, very well, thank you." But the joke answer, there was a guy that asked him one time, "I see that you're tapping your right foot while you play and not your left foot. Is there a reason for that?" And my dad said, just to screw with him, "My father asked me on his deathbed, made me swear to only tap my right foot." So anyway, get this now. I'm playing for this family, and I get finished this set of tunes, and the guy asks me, "Is there any reason why you're only tapping your left foot?"
Interesting.
And I just about did the gag, but then I didn't. But I told him about the gag.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh, dear.
Anyway, there you go. Adventures with the Fiddle.
That's wonderful.
And I'll be
Okay.
right back. I have to solve a problem.
Oh, no problem.
Be back.
Yeah, lots of problems in the world. My God, especially right now. Okay, so what are we working on these days?
Let's well, we left off thinking that we could work on something slower. So we've
good.
got the Rosebud of Ellenville.
Oh, excellent. That's a great one.
And that's, we were working prior to that, Tobin's Favorite and the Road to Lisdon.
Oh, yeah, Liston Vorna, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
well, that's nice. We'll do the Rosebud. It's a beautiful tune.
Yeah. Okay.
Just going to bring it up on my screen here. Have you been playing any other music there, Astrid?
Oh, a few Christmas carols.
Oh, yeah.
I have a nephew who likes to play guitar, and he'll strum while I play my Christmas carols, and all in the key of C. He likes C, and G. So I have to make sure I get the right key for
This
him.
is on the fiddle?
No, I do the fiddle, and he does the guitar
Yeah, you're playing the fiddle, yeah.
and the fiddle. Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Of course,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing some Christmas carols with the orchestra, but we've got them stuck together with tunes. So, and it's working out great. So we're doing Christmas in Killarney.
Oh yeah.
And then we're going into, what do you call it? The Lark in the Morning.
Okay.
Which is a great jig. And we should I bet we could get it now. The Lark in the Morning is a great tune, but it's a long one. It's a 4-part tune. I'll play it for you. Well, and I'll show you the little shtick we got going, the Christmas shtick. Thank you. But we should definitely get it at some point. It's not that hard. There's just a lot of it. That's the thing. There's all these parts. Now, each of the parts give you something else to work on, like a little bit of a challenge. Each part is a little different. And like you can see, there's string changing. So the first part is just the theme. this. We got this. You can do a roll or a grace note or some kind of ornament. See, that's kind of a big focal point at that time. And then we got. See that? Those are a great opportunity to do grace notes in there, and I think that's the lark part. Or you could do rolls. It makes it sound really fancy. And then you got string crossing. So a different challenge for every part. And at some point we'll get it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But like I said, there's a lot of it to learn, so we'll take our time with it. Elaine's not coming tonight. It's her birthday. She's being taken out to dinner, which is great.
Special lady.
That's right. Okay, the Rosebud of Allenvale. So let's warm up in A major scale first, because this tune is really, really in A major. Let me tune up here. Okay, here we go, A major. There's your A. If you want to tune it, make sure you're in. The comfy A. Okay, here we go. Ready, go. Arpeggio! All right, how did we do with the key of A? Pretty good? All right, let's do it again right away then. Ready, scale. Okay. How's that feeling? Pretty good? Now I'm going to show you guys something before we go into the Rosebud. I'm going to show you something that I put together for the orchestra, because I've been pushing them like you wouldn't believe to get better. And we've moved on to, we're playing double stops. We've been practicing double stops. And so I came up with sets of double stops for every key that we usually play in. So we got double stops in the key of G. See that? And these are the two notes that you play together. So we start off with a fifth, which is the open G and the open D. That's a fifth, 5 notes apart. See that? And then we have a third and a fifth and an octave and a third and an octave and a fourth. So in the key of D, we also have a set of double stops here that work really well. And we also have one for the key of A. See that? Now I'm going to play, so for the first one in the key of A is where you have your first finger down on the G string and on the D string at the same time. Okay? And that's called a fifth. 5 notes apart, and that's going to be A and E. The E that's on the D string at the same time. It sounds like this. Okay. The next one is a third. So that's where we play the I have written that out wrong. Okay, so that should be E and C sharp. So that's D1 and G3. And that's a third, 3 notes apart. I'll send it to you, don't worry there, Heather. The next one is a fourth. That's D1 and open A, which is an E and an A. Okay. The next one is a fifth. That's open A, open E. Okay. Then we got a third. C sharp and E. And then the last one we have here is a sixth, which is C sharp and high A. So I'll just play those in a string for you. See how that works there? And they're all arpeggio notes. All of these double stops are made of 2 notes from the A major arpeggio. So they're pretty intuitive. Let's give it a try. We'll try them one at a time. So we'll start out with the fifth, which is the G1 and the D1, the first finger on the 2 strings at the same time. And let's try, when you do the 2 strings at the same time, try not to push down to get the 2 strings. Just get the right angle without a lot of weight and move that bow. Okay? Yeah. Okay, let's try the next one. So like I said, I made a mistake writing it out. So this is D1 and G3. So C sharp and D1. It's a hard one. They call that the bluegrass one. Now, let's try the next one, a fourth, which is D1 open A. Very good. Now Now let's do the fifth, which is nice and easy, just the open A, open E. All right, now let's do the next one, which is a third. That's going to be A2 and open E. C sharp and E at the same time. Okay. And then we're going to do the fifth again. We're going to play the open A, open E again at the same time. Now let's play the sixth, which is the C sharp and the A, the high A. So that's A2, E3. It's a really nice way to end a tune in the key of A. Now, is that making any sense to you guys? Relatively? And the nice thing about the reason that we started doing double stops in the orchestra is because when you get these double stop patterns with your fingers, you can really go a lot faster with the tunes that you're playing. So for instance, so that first one there, the G1 and D1 together, that's a whole bunch of tunes. See that? So when I put that one finger down, you can get a lot of music out of it. Okay, very useful because the orchestra is trying to get faster because we're playing with the dancers at the concert, and so the double stop patterns are really helping with that. One finger down, get through a lot of notes without having to lift your finger. Let's give one more try to them. We'll start off with the fifth, which is the one on both strings. Now let's do 4 bows per double stop. Okay? Ready? Go. Okay, now let's do the third. D1, G3. The fourth, D1, open A. The fifth, open A, open E. The third, C sharp, open E. The fifth, open A, open E. And now the sixth, C sharp and E3, so that's A2, E3. Okay? So I'll send that to you guys. Very, very good practice, and it's good practice in all the keys that I've written it out in. I put E in there as well, not so much because we play a lot of stuff in the key of E, although there is some stuff in the key of E, but the same double stops are good for E minor, just with a couple of adjustments, which you know we play lots of stuff in E minor. Okay? Any questions about the double stops at all?
I corrected an old copy that you gave me. It's really messy, but is that correct up to the 7th note, the 7th double stop?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
You did a great job of correcting my mistakes.
There we go.
Yeah, I always get Jen to proofread our record covers before we send them to print, and she always finds stuff. Always. It's amazing to me. I keep trying to beat her. It never happens. Okay, Rosebud of Allen Vale. We're going to play it, and you're going to hear me do lots of these double stops that we just practiced. And it'll inspire you. All right, let's see here. How fast should we go? Let's try that and see how it works. See if that's too fast. I think it should be okay, though. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, sorry. Let's do it again. fondness for this tune. It's one of the first ones I learned. I still remember learning it. And we used to play it a lot when we were in the family band. And I got a little too greedy with the double stops here. So... now I tried to do this. You can almost do it. I'm going to practice it because I think I could hold that D right through that whole passage there, and it would all work. So I just got to get it in tune. Anyway, how did you guys do with that? Was it all right? No problems, eh? And you can hear the double stops I'm putting in. Many of them are from those patterns we just played. Other ones aren't, but anyway, you can pick and choose. A lot of it you can do on 2 strings if you want to. Not that you would want to, but you can do like that whole first part pretty well on both the A string and the E string. Sometimes a little bit of the D string. But let's try it again a little tiny bit quicker because that was a tiny bit slow. All right. See, now look, that's wild. So I play the D, and I got the F down, and then I put the G down. That's fine. Then when I go to put that 3 down, it's fine. But then when I go to do the 2 again, my D has changed. And it's flat. I don't know why. I'm going to have to suss that out because it's bugging me now. Anyway, let's start her from the top. Okay, a little quicker. Just the tiniest bit. A 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I ended off with 2 of those double stops from the pattern that I showed you. See that? And that one there, so that was the very big first one, which is the 5th, G1 and D1. Right? And then the last one on the list was A2 and E3. So you can actually put all those down at the same time, meaning you can do a full-on chord. See that? It's kind of neat. You can also do that chord with just the open A and E. See that? Yes.
Dan, did you say you did G1 and D1 and A2 and E3? Whoa, guitar. Oh, wow. Okay, that'll take some practice.
Well, what you should do is practice those double stops in the pattern that we just did, right? And it's just the first one and the last one. Once you get the hang of them on their own, try putting them all down at the same time. And I bet you any money it'll work. And then you can do this. Got to tune it first. And you can try bouncing your bow. So you can do your Paganini properly. Geez, who was I talking to now that was talking about Paganini? Oh, yeah. So there's an old painting of Seamus Ennis the Piper and from Dublin. And you should see the length of his fingers in this painting. They're like really long fingers. And I said, and this is true because I listened to a podcast about it recently. For some reason, they painted people's fingers long back in the old days. Maybe long fingers were admired or something. But if you look at some of the pictures of Queen Elizabeth, very long fingers. Now, one of the pipers that was at the session on Tuesday said, somebody said that Seamus Ennis had giganticism, that elephantitis or whatever it is that makes your features bigger, and his head was big, and maybe his fingers were long. And then he said that Paganini had the same illness, which makes a lot of sense because all the old paintings of him, he's got this weird looking face, like it's like almost elongated, and his fingers are really long. And some people used to make the joke that he had extra knuckles, giving him an advantage over a regular fiddle player. Anyway, okay.
I have just a small question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have developed some calluses on my fingers on the left hand.
Oh,
Do a lot of fiddle players have calluses?
Oh, my God. So, won't iPhone.
Oh. All right.
Very, very tough calluses, especially the first finger. That seems to be the toughest one. It's really... there's nothing, it's completely hard as a rock. This one too. This one almost, see, with this one here, when you use your first finger on the fiddle, you pretty well use the crown of your finger every time.
Right.
With the second finger, as you know, it kind of slides back and forth because it uses a low and a high position. So it changes where the string hits your finger. So it's not as callous, but it is. I can feel it now.
Okay.
The third finger, you're using the flat part a lot. So it moves around quite a bit, so it's not as callous. But this one here doesn't even iPhone.
Interesting.
Anyway, let's try this waltz a couple more times before we're done. I'll let you guys mess with the double stops because it's so much fun. It's almost like accompanying yourself when you get the hang of it. I can mute. Oh, yeah, you're good. Okay. Okay. Nice one there, Heather. You got her. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Fun with 4 strings, eh? So next week we'll keep working on this. I'd be very interested to see what you guys do with those double stops and with this tune, and see if you get somewhere with just even a couple of them. Would be really great. And then we'll we'll work on we're learning Lark in the Morning. Alrighty, we'll see ya.